podcast. I'm Becca.
And my name is Caitlin. And this is episode 3. We've been having some technical difficulties with the podcast last week, and just now, this is the second time we're trying to record this because something happened and we don't know what ghost got into our computer, but it did. And I think we exorcised it with the help of Josh, so we're going to continue on like nothing ever happened. So we actually have like a little agenda this episode, and hopefully we'll be able to continue on this trend. So we're going to start with a weekly recap. So Becca, tell me about your week.
I had an assessment come in. They came in to evaluate my classroom, and I passed, which is really good. That means that they don't see me beating the kids. I don't beat my kids. I'm going to put that right out there. I have a very positive and happy classroom environment, and they said that it was a huge turnaround from before me, like since January. They can't believe how much the kids have improved, and there's a couple kids in particular that in the beginning part of the year did not smile, and now they are smiling, so that is extremely validating to me. And yeah, it's almost the end of the school year. I only have like 7 or 8 more days of actual days with the children left, and then I have to do conferences and home visits, and then I'm done until August. So that's pretty
Damn,
exciting.
that's great. Congratulations.
Thanks. I also bought a
What?
car.
Oh yeah,
So, yeah, that was
yeah. You
pretty
got a
exciting.
Kia.
Yeah, a Kia Optima. It's black and it has a lot of newfangled technology that I'm definitely not used to. So it makes it incredibly special to me. And now me and Josh fight over the car. So we're working
So
out
what?
like a schedule. It's not a schedule. I drive it every day. He wishes he
I
could.
drive it every day. He gets it on the weekends.
Yeah, he gets to drive me around. That's when
On
he
the.
drives the car.
Oh man. What I find funny is that because this is the second time of us telling each other these stories,
I'm
we
like
like
running
zipped
through
through that.
everything. I'm like, this
uh
happened, that happened, and I bought a car. How was your week?
my week was good. It's my last week being at home, so I've been working on a lot of stuff around the house for my family because we want to prepare for my sister's graduation party that's going to be here, and we're doing a lot of home repair, honey-do list things, you know. My dad put in some new
What
light
does that
fixtures.
mean?
A honey-do
Honey-do
list.
list?
It's the list that one significant other will leave for the other significant other. I don't want to gender stereotype it. It's like a list that a wife will leave for a husband. I don't want to say that. So it's one spouse for another spouse, a list of chores around the house that this one particular spouse is good at.
So it has
So
nothing to do with the melon. Is that what you're telling
no,
me? Okay.
no, it's honey do as in do
Oh,
do. Like this is something for your honey to do.
I was like,
So
what are you talking about?
the honeydew list is because my sister loves honeydew, so her graduation party is honeydew themed.
Please.
Oh man. Um no, so like in particular, my dad's honeydew list is all the housework and construction stuff that needs to happen. So like he installed some light fixtures yesterday. Jeremy has been over every day this week, most every day this week, to help with the porch because I'm not good at it by myself, and so he's been helping us fix up the porch, which we've been arguing. He keeps calling it a deck, and I'm like, it's not a deck, it's in front of the house, it's a porch. So we keep jokingly arguing about that. That's been a running joke this week. Um,
Why are you like limiting decks to only the backyard? Why can't it be a deck out in front too? Why can't a porch be on the back? Why are
okay,
you setting
Sims.
limits?
Sims interior designer realness. All right, whatever. Fine, it could be a deck, whatever. The wooded part in front of our house. I'll just generalize it.
Everything needs
um
to be generalized. You don't want to offend
yeah,
anybody.
I need to
Oh,
be as PC as possible on
shots
this
fired.
podcast. Ugh. um so yeah, I move to Ohio next week. So I've been packing and doing all that stuff, and next episode will be the first episode in the dorm. I haven't lived in a dorm since like 2013, 2014, and I'm really excited to be going back to that college lifestyle. Like, I kind
Ew.
of want to jokingly bring back my YouTube channel and just have it be really bad because I'll be in a dorm. Like,
My God.
horrible lighting, rant videos, just like college life advice, and just jokingly pretend I'm in college again when really I'm just a 22-year-old living at a dorm while working at a theater for the
Make it a
summer.
character.
I kind of I kind of want to. That I
That
think that
would
would be
be so
hilarious.
cool. Do it.
And I want to do the Catterday morning news joke that I told you the other day.
No.
uh I
Nope.
would want to do that with you though, so we have to be in person to do that.
Well, I have a mug that says every day is Catter Day.
Didn't I
So,
get you that mug?
no. I bought it for myself like two
Oh.
weeks ago.
I I bought you a cat mug. I don't know what it said
It
on it.
says caffeinated or
Oh,
decaffeinated. It's a
catfinated.
decaffeinated cat is like all wigged
Sleeping?
out or something like that.
Yeah.
Sleeping, and the caffeinated cat is like really poofy and
Okay. So
things.
poofy.
And
All
you
right, that's
didn't
the
get
mug
it
I
for
bought you.
me. You got it
I
for another friend, and you gave it to me because you didn't get, like, you weren't gonna see that person again, so you gave me the mug instead. That's what you told me.
All right, well,
Exposed. Exposed Caitlin.
did I really do that? That's really out of character for me. Well, past Caitlin was a bitch, so oh god. Um so yeah. Sorry, I cackled really hard before we started recording, so I have a dry throat now. Okay, so next on the agenda
Oh my
we
god.
have so we did our weekly recap, which was really quick, which is a thing that I think we should do because this is a pen pal based podcast. I think that would be a
Mm-hmm.
really cute thing to do. But this is a new thing that I wanted to do because I think eventually we'll start getting into like talking about things that are happening in our world, things
Mm-hmm.
that we care about. And um what do we care more about
Oh
than
no.
Stardew Valley?
Yes.
All right. So, I'm opening up Steam right now, so give me a second. But
Wait,
what I
wait,
like,
wait. This is a news article
yes, okay, hear me out.
about Stardew Valley?
Yes.
Is it like an actual news article?
Okay, well, it's okay, but it's not this was not published by the New York Times, okay? This was
How
published.
could you lie to
Oh
me? I've
no.
been getting my
Oh
hopes
no.
up.
Shh, shh. Stop it. Fuck. I accidentally opened Stardew Valley instead of the article, so now my computer's freaking the fuck out. Okay, okay,
We're a
okay.
mess.
I think I stopped it. I halted the invasion. Okay,
Oh
here we
my
go.
god.
So, I will link this article to somewhere, but basically what I like about Steam is that they'll give articles about the game in that section where where you press in your library where you go and press play. If you scroll down, there is like it'll list what updates have been happening with the game, but it'll also give like news articles that have been going around that are related to the game.
Oh,
So the this is from the PC Gamer, and the title of this article is "Meet the man who loves Stardew Valley so much he bought a farm." Which I read the article, and I'm gonna give you the highlights, but the it's kind of a little bit misleading, but the subtitle is "A game about farming inspired one person to pursue his lifelong dream," which is kind of what happened. This guy who was working, he lived in the big city, he kind of didn't like how mundane it was becoming, coming home to four walls, just a small ass little apartment. His great grandfather was a farmer and a beekeeper, and that knowledge was passed down to him from his
get
mother.
out of here.
And so he was like, it was the new year, and all the friends were like talking about what they wanted to do. And this guy was like, "This is the year I buy a farm." And everyone was like, "LOL, right." But he did. He bought, like, I forgot how much it was, like 2 acres, I think.
Oh
Yeah, two and
my
a half
god.
acres of land with a barn shed. Some neighbors gave him 2 dogs, 2 puppies, to be his like shepherd dogs when he
What in
eventually
the
gets
world?
animals.
He is like LARPing. Stardew Valley right now.
That's what the article was like. He's like, everyone says I'm taking this cosplay too far. But he still goes, he's like a half hour away from the city, so he still goes and does his full-time job because he doesn't have any animals on the farm
Mhm.
yet. He wants to have chickens and maybe like a pig or a goat or something like that eventually. But he got it this past January. So this is like month
God.
4 or 5 on the farm. And so he's like, I'm like still fixing it up and like
Mhm.
taking out the rocks and the twigs and
Oh
the
no.
weeds. Yeah, yeah. And eventually he wants to have a family, and so he was joking. He was like, I'm going to give an egg to the girl of my dreams every single day. and and then give her a shell and marry her. And I was like, honestly, my dream. So
Yep,
Samuel
basically.
from this article, he's 33 though. I wouldn't
That's too old for you, or what?
it's not too old for me. That's not
Wow, you are having a lot of controversial views in this podcast, Caitlin.
expose me. That's the title of this podcast this week.
Probably
Exposing
not.
Caitlin.
I mean, because of our topic,
Depending on
that is
what
not
dep-
a good title to have.
depending on what shit sentence I say can be pulled for a clickbait-esque title. That's what it's gonna be. I saw you take a drink of water, so I needed to say something funny,
So I can spit it everywhere.
so you can
Thanks.
spit it everywhere on the camera and I can see you just and it can be like the water sports I've dreamed of. Okay,
Ew!
never mind.
That's not what it means. We talked about
I know that's
this.
not what it means. I know that's not what it means. Doesn't everyone think that though?
Yes, because
When you
you
s-
did. And I had to Google it. Let me just be clear. I didn't already know what it meant when I played Honeycam. We might want to preface this a little bit further.
Yeah, okay, we're not perverts. We just play Honeycam Studio, and a lot of things were brought up in that game that we didn't understand.
Anyway.
Anyway. Anyway, okay, so that was the news article I wanted to bring up. We should bring up some more, probably worldly news articles to
I
this
thought it would be
podcast.
something more along the lines of, does Bruno Mars is gay?
No,
Which
but
I would
isn't it
like to
kind
do a
of?
live reading of on this podcast
All right,
sometime.
we'll find the article. I'm
It's
sure it is
amazing.
now one of the most read articles on the internet solely because of Danny Sexbang and reading it out loud on the Game Grumps.
No, oh man, someone else. Oh, I was watching Rob Dyke. Are you familiar with him?
No.
He does paranormal type things, unsolved murders. He does like things about serial killers. Like he does twisted, morbid type stuff.
Oh,
It's really
shit. Okay.
cool. Like it's super super cool. And but on the flip side of that, he does this segment called "Why Would You Put That on the Internet?" where he is really um like unfiltered and brash a
Mhm.
little bit, so I don't watch those ones that much. And it's more comedic. And he does another one that's like the weirdest like websites or something like that. And one of the websites that he talked about was that article. Does Bruno Mars
Really?
is gay? And I was screaming. And the top comment on that video was somebody tell Dan and Aaron.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's kind of funny.
Mhm.
It's such a iconic Game Grumps joke now that it's kind of hard to top, you know.
Mhm.
Did I just quit out of QuickTime? No, I didn't. Thank God. Okay. More technical issues. We've been talking for 15 minutes and I just closed out of the recording on doing LOL without saving it. Okay. Well, since we talked about Stardew Valley, we do have a main topic for this
Mhm.
week because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and there is a specific week in May. I honestly think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago.
I don't know.
Um, I didn't do my research. I didn't look it up. I think it was in the past few weeks that Mental Health Awareness Week also happened in May. They have the specific week also within the awareness month. Don't ask me why. But there's a bunch of different mental health awareness days throughout the year. Um, and so we just wanted to talk about that this week, mental health, because one, why not? And two, I think it's not a widely talked about topic. And
Mhm.
I personally go through my own mental health problems.
Same.
And So, yeah, I don't know. I guess what I don't even know where to start this because it's so hard to talk about and it's been taboo for so long to actually talk about that it's like y- y- there- I don't know. There's
Actually,
like
I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I know that
okay.
it's like technically quote unquote taboo to talk about, but I feel like I don't know if we're starting like to break out of that taboo-ness category, or if it's now just becoming, oh man, this is going to be so controversial, becoming like a trend to self-diagnose and be like, I just have anxiety, no big deal. Because I mean, that's what I do. Like, I've never
Mhm.
actually been diagnosed with anxiety, but like comparing myself, God, this is so problematic. This is so problematic. But I know that I've been struggling with anxiety for many years. I just refuse to go to therapy and refuse to actually do anything about it. Like, I do a lot of self-care to work on it, but I do know that there are, and I don't want to speak for anyone, but I've definitely seen other people who, I mean, I don't know their truth or their story, but they are very much like, oh, no big deal, I'm just OCD. I just like things really organized, or I have a really big test coming up, so I'm just really anxious today. And it's like, that's not what it is at all. You know what I mean? So I've been hearing like a lot of people talk about mental health, but I don't know if people are talking about it in the quote unquote correct way. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
okay. Yeah, no, I definitely know what you're saying and I was talking to this about to my grandmother and her boyfriend, you know, when they were younger, they didn't even have names. They didn't have names for these things. They didn't have any sort of medication for these things. It just was something that you went through. And now, um, self-diagnosing is a thing because people are sharing their stories online. And I don't think I think some things you can see similarities in your behavior with anxiety or depression. Like that's definitely what I see. I've never been formally diagnosed, but depression runs in my
Mm-hmm.
family on my mother's side. And so and what I've talked about with my mom, about what she goes through and what I and my sister and I have gone through, it's definitely pretty likely that I deal with a lot of depression and anxiety. Um and so it that is a self-diagnosis I'm going to call it, but it you were talking about OCD and people who are formally diagnosed with OCD have it in there are so many extreme cases
Mm-hmm.
of it that I think some things can be self-diagnosed and just some things are you're like, yeah. But I mean there's also different degrees of it
That's
too.
true.
So it's like you never know.
Because
It's such
mental
a it's
health
such a
is
huge
a spectrum. Just like
yeah, that's what I was
with
about to say.
everything that I feel like we are kind of discovering, like everything runs on a spectrum. Gender,
Yeah.
sexuality, basically anything to do with like the human condition is on a spectrum.
Yeah.
So mental health is no different.
Yeah. Yeah, because I oh darn, what was I going to say? A podcaster I listened to um was talking to if she formally was talking to some therapists and counselors who were diagnosing her with just plain general anxiety disorder, and then she got to a second therapist or a few therapists later who diagnosed her with PTSD from the trauma she suffered as a kid. And so she was like that after getting the PTSD and understanding what that is in relation to me, it helped her. I'm saying me, I mean her. It helped her a lot, So it's also just the different diagnoses that people can get
There's so many
from
things
professionals.
that can overlap. Like, I have been watching this podcast that two guys who are trans on YouTube they do together. They're best friends, and they remind me
Hmm.
of you and me kind of because the one is super like outgoing and he goes to therapy and he does all of this, and the other one is like way more reserved and is like, ha ha ha, I should be in therapy. And the guy's like, I really worry about you and your mental health. And the guy's like, I'm fine. And I'm like, that's me. Because
Oh
I
man.
never do anything except self-care. But
Yeah.
they were talking about how like they went to therapy and they've been looking for this one type of diagnosis. One of them is trying really hard because he thinks that he has BPD, which is borderline personality disorder, because he
Mhm.
dissociates like a lot. They both do. And the one who's more reserved, his name is Aaron. I should use their names. Chase and Aaron. They're awesome. Um, Aaron went to this one therapist that was awful. And within like 1 minute of talking to him, was basically like, oh, you identify as transgender, you have BPD. Because identity, like not feeling like you don't line up with your gender or whatever, I guess, is one of the um, symptoms of BPD, but that's not even the correct way to phrase it. And so they made it like a running joke between them because Chase has been trying to get that diagnosis, and it takes years and years because it's extremely difficult to diagnose, and Aaron got it in like zero point 0.3 seconds, and that's not even a correct like diagnosis. So it's like really
Right.
interesting how different things can just overlap. And one person
Mhm.
might say, "Oh, you have depression because of such and such," and the other person will say, "You have personality disorder and you need
Yeah.
help." So,
It's so yeah, it's such a difficult thing to diagnose and talk about and just to accept that people go through these things and oh, I don't know. It's so hard to talk about. And even like with us, we've talked about it off
mhm.
camera. We've talked about it off audio so much, but now that we're actually recording it and it's going to go out there, I'm like, I don't want to say
I know.
anything
I'm so
wrong. I don't
nervous
want to say anything
about
to offend people,
like
you know,
everything
and
that I say when it comes to it because I don't know. Especially me, like I've never talked to anyone. I've never been to
mhm.
therapy or anything. Like all of this is just based on how I am feeling and other trends that I have seen that are leading me to these conclusions. So just know that
Right.
all of everything that we say is just our own opinions. It's
Oh,
nothing, like we're
absolutely.
not experts on
And please, if
anything.
you and if anyone who is listening wants to start conversation with us about these things, um, we have an email, we have a YouTube, we have a Twitter. Get a hold of us somehow. We have personal Twitters, you know, like most of our friends have our phone number. Like if we're saying anything that is wrong or offensive or anything like that, we will or giving out any sort of misinformation. The guy from the Stardew Valley article, if you're listening to this and I have said something wrong, please let me know.
If you have two cows already and we just don't know,
Right, exactly. Right. Um
Chase or
I had
Aaron,
the
hit us up because you guys are
right,
awesome. Shout out.
right,
Shout out to
exactly.
Chase and Aaron.
I think I want to listen to them. They sound very interesting
Yeah,
to
they're,
listen
I
to.
mean, all of their podcasts are, most of them anyway, are about trans related topics, obviously. So I'm like,
Mhm.
this is not made for me at all. This
Right.
is not meant for
Right.
me to listen to, but I
You can still
enjoy,
enjoy the content.
yeah, I enjoy the content. I enjoy their relationship to each other because it reminds me of you and me. Because they have inside jokes and they're really funny, and it makes me think of you.
Oh. Okay, then I definitely want to watch
Yeah.
it. In general, if we're wrong, let us know and we will talk about how we're wrong and try to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
With anything. So, um, uh, but along with mental health, you kept talking about self care,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a thing that I think is really important. Taking care of oneself, you know, this meat vessel is the only meat vessel you're ever going to get, and so you should take care of it. And in regardless what kind of mental state you're in, just taking care of oneself is really important. And so I wanted to know, what are some of your favorite ways to take care of your meat vessel, your body,
My
yourself?
absolutely favorite thing to do is if I had a really stressful week or even just a stressful day, sometimes, like every couple weeks, I call it like a spa night where I basically just
Mm-hmm.
go home and take a really nice long shower, which is, I mean, that's like nothing, but if it's spa night, then it's special. And then
Right.
I make some tea and do my nails and just have like a pamper night, and that's really relaxing and rejuvenating for me. I've also started going to Lush, and so I'm taking like bubble baths and stuff more, which I was never really into, but now I'm super into bubble baths, super relaxing.
With those bath
And
bombs.
oh yeah, bath bombs are super cool too. Um, yeah, I mean, I use reading as my way to relax, even though the line between relaxation and I have to do it because I have a YouTube channel kind of blurs a little bit, so that's difficult lately. But other than that, I like snuggling with my cat because they love to cuddle. That makes me feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think animals help a lot
Mhm.
with feeling better because they can sense it. They can just sense when something's up,
Mhm.
especially cats, because I'm the same way with our cats back here at home. And they'll just come and sit with me, and yeah, one of them will sit with me. The other one just kind of does her own thing.
Yeah,
But
that's how
um,
mine are too. Like the other day, I've been real sick lately. So on a Wednesday, I stayed home from work and one of my cats like cuddled with me the entire day, which she hasn't
oh,
done for a while. Mally. Mally was snuggling
oh,
with me all day. But Luna
that's so
usually
cute.
just like she'll grace me with her presence every once in a while, but Mally stayed with
All
me
right.
like all day long Wednesday. So that was really nice. Mhm.
Oh, that is so nice. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. Even just the simple act of just taking a shower will up my mood
Mhm.
tenfold because I'm clean
Yeah.
and my hair is washed and I smell good. Like honestly, that if uh just doing the simple things and is just so it can really help. It can really improve your mood if you're just clean and you have fresh clothes on and you just do that.
And trying to be like present in the moment while you're doing it, I find helps a lot because
Mhm.
it like that makes it sound like we don't bathe on the regular.
Oh no, I bathe on a regular basis. Yeah, you're
But
right.
like
I
I really have to make a point to be like I'm going to take a shower now for me. Not because like I need to take a shower. Like maybe I already took a shower that day, but I'm like I'm taking another shower because I
yeah,
need a shower. I need to feel
yeah.
relaxed and refreshed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if okay, TMI. It's not TMI, but if I'm going to be completely honest, if I'm alone in the house for consecutive days at a time, like my parents are away at school and
Hmm.
stuff like that, it's really hard for me to take care of myself, including just taking a simple
Yeah.
shower because because I'm by myself and I don't feel like doing anything
Mm.
because of it. I'm not going to be seeing anyone. I'm not going out. I'm not leaving the atmosphere of my house. And so sometimes I can get like that. It can get really bad
Yeah.
where I don't take care of myself at all. And I mean, even when I was away at school, I think you've heard these stories before. It got so bad that my mom had to come and visit me sometimes just to help me clean my room,
Hmm.
just to help me do the dishes because I wasn't doing anything to get anything done.
Yeah.
Like it was really bad. Um I'm not on any sort of medication, although my mother wanted me to talk to my doctor about that. Um, but before I went to Ohio, but I got too anxious to talk to my doctor
Hmm.
about my anxiety and depression, so I never did,
It's
which I
like
find
that is
hilarious,
the
but
most ironic thing ever, but that's definitely what happens to me and why I
yeah.
haven't like gone to therapy or something. Mostly because I'm either worried that they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you are batshit crazy, or they're going to be like, I mean, in the strangest way possible, it's all in your head, and you have no anxiety, you have no anything, and be like, you're crazy that way, like you're perfectly fine. What's wrong with you?
Okay, but
Which is
like
like
it
really, I don't know why that sounds like so weird to me, but I feel like I don't know. I can't explain it.
but that's Becca, that's the
I
anxiety.
know, it's the
the
anxiety
anx-
talking.
it's the anxiety talking. There is something going on because even if the doctor
Obviously.
said that there wasn't, you can Okay, I mean that. I love you so much. I mean that in the best way possible. I'm not turning this into a Becca needs to go to therapy talk
Hmm.
because you need to do it for yourself. And that took me so long to learn. That took me so long to figure out. I should have been going probably to talk to someone, to a counselor, to a therapist, whatever, all throughout high school.
Hmm.
I probably should have been. And I didn't start going until, like, I think sophomore year of college. I didn't. It took me so long to figure it out, and I had to do it for me. Like that, it got so bad internally and I wasn't doing well in anything that I had to do it for myself. Now, going to see college counselors is really up in the air with who you get. The first counselor I had when the first time I went, she was really focused about my problems and what I wanted to talk about, and it wasn't as school oriented, you know. But the second counselor that I talked to a few years later when I was a senior, his focus was what what are these negative behaviors and how are they affecting your school
Hmm.
work and your school performance and how can we fix that to better your school performance?
Which is
You know
good,
what
but
I
at the
mean?
same time, it's like I don't care about school right now because
Right.
I'm
Yeah, when I'm
crazy.
right. Cuz I'm crazy. And yeah, and so it really depends on, and of course it depends on any sort of therapist you get, whether you go and see someone in an office, so whether you go see someone on campus. They're always the thing about therapy is that it needs to work for you, you know? And if someone isn't working out for you, you just need to step back and be like, I need to talk to someone else because this relationship isn't working. It's a relationship,
Yeah,
and
and that's like one thing that I have a hard time with too, because people say that with like any doctor you go to. If you go
oh
to a
yeah,
doctor and you realize that it's like not good, then find a different doctor. And that's
yeah,
not how my personality works at all.
yeah,
So I'm more likely to just be like, well, this is my doctor though. Like I can't change that. I don't know why. Like the same thing with anything. So I'm definitely one of those people that like once I'm doing something like that's just how it is. And if I don't like it, then I just won't go type thing. Instead of trying to find another one, I just won't go.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
but I do feel like I'm slowly getting to the point where I'm almost ready to at least talk to my like general doctor about
mm-hmm.
something, even if it's not like medication, maybe just like other resources or something, because he's a new doctor. So he's not someone that I've known my entire life.
Mm.
And because I went from having like my pediatrician till I was 18 and then not seeing a doctor until like 2 months ago. So
Right,
that
yeah.
was like a long time, like almost 10 years of not having a doctor or anything. Like I didn't have a family doctor. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think that that was part of it too. And because I feel like my anxiety, I have a hard time putting it into words. So I feel like it can easily come off as I'm just really stressed out. But
Right.
I know that it's more than that because, like, I've had stress and I've had my anxiety. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I'm like slowly figuring out more ways to describe like how I'm feeling when I'm feeling down, like in a low point. I can relate it back to other things and that helps too. because a lot of my anxiety was coming from like I am suddenly in a really bad mood and I don't know why. Like, and that I'm probably depressed too. I mean, in all actuality, I probably have some general form of depression. But just recently, I started trying out the words, and they're heavy words, like feeling guilty or feeling
Mm-hmm.
shame type things. Like, I'm feeling down because I'm guilty because of this. And if I can
Okay.
identify it, then that helps me be able to think more positively. So I feel like, I don't know, if I can kind of get that under control where then I can be comfortable talking about it to other people, then I can talk to a doctor about, like, do you think I should go on medication or just talk to somebody? I don't know what to do, but it runs in my
Right.
family too. Like, I know my dad needs to talk to someone. Hi, Dad. I know you're listening. You need to talk to someone. I
Is your
love you.
dad, does your dad listen? Did you tell your
Yeah, he
dad?
does.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm really sorry, Dad, about the audio the first two episodes. Hopefully
Oh,
this one will
he's
be a
fine.
lot better.
He's just proud of anything I do.
I wish my dad was like that. Hi, Dad. I don't know if you're listening. Do you
I
follow our
talk to my dad about your dad, and then I say, "Thank, thank you for believing in me."
Oh my god.
And he says that he believes in you too, and he's really
Oh,
proud of something you do too.
oh, I love
So
your
just so
dad.
you know, Dad
Oh,
loves you.
hi, Dad. I love my dad too. My dad, if you're listening, I don't know. Let's just the episode about dads.
Yeah, we need to do a Father's Day episode.
Oh, we should get our
Aw,
dads on. Oh
we
my
need.
god. I'll be away. We'll have to Skype in with my well, we'll Skype in with your dad too. Your dad is way far away in Florida.
Right.
Um anyway, yeah, no, I'm happy to hear that you are slowly getting to a point where you feel comfortable talking to someone about it.
Mhm.
Um it's a long journey just to get started
Mhm.
with the process, you know. Like the doctor I went to that my mom wanted me to talk to was my family doctor that I hadn't seen in a really long time. Like if we
Mhm.
got sick, this was the guy we went to, but I haven't been sick enough to go to a real doctor
Yeah.
because I've also been away at school, so I haven't seen him in like years. So he didn't look anything like I remembered, and the office was very small, and it made me anxious. I think I got
Yeah.
most of my anxiety just from being in that weird space. It was just weird. I don't know, but
'Cause it wasn't how you remembered
remembered
it to
it from my
be, and then
childhood.
it's like, oh my God,
Yeah. Yeah, it was a house. The doctor's office is a house.
what?
Yeah, and it's a house converted into the offices.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, I have to get blood work done by the way. That's great. Just to like check my cholesterol because I'm at that age, you know. And so I get to go and I have to fast for 12 hours though before then. Anyway, this
Ugh.
isn't a
Anyway, that's for
anyway,
another
that's for the end of the
episode.
day. If I do the blood work, I'll let you know how horrible it is.
Oh, blood
Any
work is terrible. I've gotten it
yeah,
done several times.
yeah. Um anyway, so what was next? Oh, we were talking about self-care. That was what the whole train started with. So self-care and therapy and counseling.
So what
Um
do you do for self-care? Because
oh, what do I
I mean,
do?
you talked about, we both talked about how we taking a shower, just a simple
Yeah,
shower, and being
honestly.
present in that moment and like taking a shower to enjoy
Mhm.
taking a shower rather than just to bathe yourself is a lot. Do you do
Yeah.
anything else?
I do a lot of I draw a lot, and so that's very therapeutic for me when I'm just sitting and either doodling in a notebook or if I'm, with my tablet on my computer, just kind of creating something it's kind of it's a double-edged sword because if I'm in a decent mood as it is, and I'm drawing and I'm flowing with it and stuff like that, and it's turning out the way I want it to turn out and everything looks good, then I'm like, okay. But if I get stressed out because it's not turning out the way I want it to, I shut down completely and I'm like, I hate drawing, and I just close it out and I don't even save the work I'm doing, and I just and then I go and do something else. Um,
That's definitely me when it comes to, like I was saying with like reading. and filming and
Mhm.
editing, like that is a newfound huge hobby of mine. And I love editing. That's my favorite part of making YouTube videos, which is ironic because it's most people's least favorite part.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part. But if like I filmed 5 videos in a row and I can tell that it was like stupid and I just get into a bad headspace,
Mhm.
then it's not fun anymore. And then I'm like, I'm never making another video again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I oh, what was I gonna say? Self-care. Self-care. Oh, face masks. I do face
Oh,
masks a
yeah.
lot. I like skincare. Now I'm trying to get my face to look decent. Just because I have a lot of acne scarring on my cheeks, and so I'm trying to like diminish that a lot, and it's very acne prone. So I try to take as good care of skin. I try to take good care of my skin is what I'm trying to say. Ugh, I can't talk. Um, so doing face masks or sheet masks. Um, Doing them with someone, like when we lived together and we would do our
Yeah.
face masks together, that was always fun and just sitting and
Hmm.
chilling. I love painting my nails. Now that I'm out of work, I can paint my nails now, and I just feel really happy because I look down and my hands have a pretty pink color on them right now, and
Yeah.
it just makes me
I just
happy.
did my nails yesterday because I still like wasn't feeling great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just wanted to like kick off the weekend with
With a
nice,
mani.
pretty nails, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, yeah. Can you have your nails painted for work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
And the
nice.
kids love it too.
Oh, that's fun. That's so fun. I wish my sister liked getting her nails painted because I would go with her. She has such tiny, slender fingers. She doesn't even really have nails. Like the nail bed is so small on
Oh,
her fingers.
yeah.
It's just very small, tiny fingers. But I wish she liked it because I would go and get my nails done with my sister. But she's like, don't touch me.
Do
So
you like go get yours done or do you paint yours
no.
yourself?
I paint mine
Okay.
myself. I mean, people think that they're fake because of how long my nails can get.
Mhm.
But nope, they're 100% real. I stopped chewing my nails so long ago that now I love the look of them long, and so I keep them nice and healthy and long. Um, long-ish. I mean,
Yeah.
if I was playing ukulele more, which I do want to get back into, I'll keep them a little bit shorter. But a nail is nice for like a natural pick too for your ukulele.
That's
So
true.
yeah. So
I
anyway.
keep mine really short because I grew up with a dad who plays guitar and
Mhm.
his nails are practically non-existent and I learned really young that it's just better to have your nails short when you want
Mhm.
to play stringed instruments.
Yeah. I
I
do
don't
come into
know.
some
I
trouble.
guess when I was little, I wanted to be like my dad.
Yeah.
So I guess I still kind of do, but well, you know,
Debatable.
yeah, debatable. But yeah, I keep my nails short. We are talking about mental health right now. Not
We're supposed to be. I mean,
nails.
this happens every single week. I think we just go off on
It's
tangents. I
fine.
mean, it's whatever. I don't know. Do
Do
you
you
have
do
any
anything else?
um I watch funny videos. I mean, like that, like just the like catching up on my YouTube feed, which isn't productive at all or anything like that, but just seeing seeing videos that just make me laugh will
Hmm.
put me in a better mood. Like I'll watch a Game Grumps episode or Super Mega or something like that, and I just am like instantly put in a good mood because they're just funny. It's just funny. Super
Yes.
Mega Game Grumps hit us up.
I don't really watch Super Mega, but I didn't even realize I did this, but I was going through my YouTube um like channel or whatever,
Hmm.
and you know how you can like save playlists?
Yeah.
The only playlist I have saved, the only one, is Game Grumps play Super Mario Sunshine.
Ooh. Good
So I'm
playthrough.
like,
Good
that is my
playthrough.
favorite game of all time. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I definitely want to rewatch that. It makes me feel really happy, smiley.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I do. Mostly the same stuff you do, just kind of trying to the things that you feel The things that make you feel good about yourself, that's what you should be doing for self-care. If you feel
Yeah.
good with your nails painted or your hair done or your makeup on or just putting on your favorite pair of sweatpants, whatever it is, whatever makes you feel the best you, that's what your self-care is.
Yeah, totally.
I'm saying you as in the general you,
Yeah.
you know. And so, um
It can be touchy though, like how we are talking about with reading and drawing. Like if something, I've always been told that like creating things,
mhm,
like physical things, like using that energy to make a physical something
mhm.
is a really good way to channel like all of your thoughts and feelings and stuff. But it can be difficult, like if you're not in the right headspace and then suddenly you feel burnt out
Oh yeah,
doing even
absolutely.
that. So, do what makes you happy, but be cautious with what
Yeah,
you choose as well. And if it doesn't
absolutely.
make you happy, it's not the end of the world. Find something else that makes you happy.
Yeah. And I think self-care uh is different from, well, of course it's different, but from self-medication.
Oh yeah,
That's
totally.
that's so, I don't know how I feel about that, because medication can work for some, for people, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but if you think you should be on Xanax and you somehow get Xanax but not through your doctor, I don't know if I, because they're the that's a touchy subject too, because I mean, one, you're illegally getting Xanax or whatever drug you need, whatever you think you need, Prozac, whatever, um and Adderall, you know, does Adderall help? What does Adderall do? Is that
That is for ADHD.
right? You're right. So
But if you, okay, this could be totally off, so maybe I shouldn't even say it, but I have heard, it was several years ago, that if you are not ADHD and you take, isn't that what it's for, Adderall? Maybe not.
I
Maybe
feel
that's
like it
something
is.
else.
No, it
Then
has to be.
it has like the opposite effect, where
Mm-hmm.
then it keeps you up and
Mm.
it keeps you like you are just zooming
Yeah.
instead of being able to focus you down
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly
because
what it's
the
for.
chemical balances are different.
Yep. It just, to me, I would never try to acquire some sort of medication without talking to a professional first, without
Oh
talking to
no.
someone who knows what's going on and knows what would help me, you know, because it's a by case basis.
Yeah, everyone is different and the dosages
Mm-hmm.
would be different too. You have to be like super careful with that. So
Yeah.
don't do drugs illegally,
Yeah.
friends. Do
Friends.
that.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, on that note, I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to say on the issue with mental health or medication or counseling or anything like that. Any closing thoughts?
Really?
No, I don't either. I think I've said my piece on the matter,
Yeah.
I feel.
This is the first time that, well, I mean, because we're putting it out into the world.
Mhm.
So this is the first time that I've talked about my anxiety, possible depression
Right. Yeah.
in a public forum. So that's really interesting.
I think it's I think it's that's pretty good of you though to
Yeah.
want to talk about it, because you brought up this subject
Yeah.
when we were talking about what should we talk about. Um so yeah. It's
Hmm.
important to talk about and acknowledge. And so you shouldn't back down from, no one should have to back down from wanting to talk about their own problems or this problem in general, you know. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
There's like a whole other thing that I could talk about related to it, but that would spiral us into a whole other conversation. We
Well,
can save it for another time.
we can definitely save it for another time.
Yeah.
Um so to close this up, do you have anything going on soon that you want to talk about, or any future plans or events that you're going to have that's going to happen with you?
I am just counting down until June 1st, which is
Yeah.
my last day with the kiddos. And then on the 13th, I'm going to Florida for a week
That's
with
awesome.
Josh to see my dad. And we're going to go to Disney, stuff like that. So just looking forward to summer finally.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
We'll have
about you?
to pre-record some episodes before you go, or just wait till you come back, because honestly, that'll I'll be in the thicket of doing
Hmm.
shows by mid-June, I feel. So, yeah. there might be a small hiatus, but we'll come back with stories about Disney. I want to hear
Yeah,
about
totally. I'm so
Universal
excited because
Studios and
I'm
stuff like
going
that.
to, we're gonna do Pandora, obviously.
Oh, right. Okay, Pandora is at Disney, not at Universal.
Um,
Oh, I'm so excited for you to do that. I'm so excited to hear
I'm,
about that.
I'm so excited. It's like one of my favorite movies, Avatar with the blue
Yeah,
people.
Blue People Avatar.
And yeah, I'm just so excited
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. The biggest thing that's going on with me, and next Tuesday I will be in Ohio officially starting my job for over the summer. So we'll get to start hearing about that. I'll tell my first week stories and life in a dorm again and on campus again and stuff like that. So I'm excited to reunite with my friend who I met last summer because we're going to be working at the same place again. Well, not the same place. We're going to be working in the same location this year. It's not the same
Doing
theater that we
different
met at.
things, but
Yeah, he works in sound. So
okay.
I won't see him most of the day, but for meals and things like that and on the weekends whenever I can see him, we'll be living in the same space basically, so we'll
Cool.
hang out. Um so yeah, that's basically what's going on with me. So we'll have to talk about that next episode.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for catching up with me this week, Becca.
Oh, anytime. I'll be here
Anytime.
next week.
Same time, same place.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be in the same place.
Oh,
Anyway. Oh yeah. I'll have to give you a tour of my dorm. That'll be a fun.
yes, please.
All right. So I think this is where the outro music's gonna cut in, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.